Hey there Stampers, and welcome to another Step It Up video. Today I'm going to use a couple of the celebration items. Celebration just ended, but I wanted to go ahead and highlight them and show you this kind of fun stuff. I used the I forget what this is called, the ice cream parlor pack or something. I don't remember, but anyway, this accent sheet comes with it, and then you have all this great paper, and then if you got the button and ribbon pack as well. So I used the whole shebang. So this is the level 1 card, and the level 2 just stepped up a bit, and then level 3. Now, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but I really love to emboss with all these layers and just emboss it as one layer, and it sort of presses the layers together, and it kind of mimics what a quilt looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. I started out with a standard 8.5 by 5.5 card base folded at 4 1/4 using crumb cake, and then I cut my designer series paper into strips. Now I just did a strip for each because they're double-sided. I did 1-inch strips, and then I cut them into 1-inch squares, and I think I did 3 or 4 of each pattern. And then I just took a scrap piece of cardstock and I adhered the squares down in a pattern that I found pleasing, and I used my Big Shot. Oops, the extra bits. I used my Big Shot and the top note die. I put the paper down, and then the cutting pad, and then another cutting pad, and then I run it through the Big Shot. Just like so. Isn't it cute? Comes out. And then for the level 1 card, I just used this. I layered it on the base. I took some of the same matching ribbon and I adhered it down using the So Happy For You set. I did birthday wishes. I always need a birthday card. I just took a scrap piece of Whisper White, and using Stays On Jet Black, I stamped it, and then I just trimmed it. Oh, what did I do with it? Here it is. Trimmed it, and then I just did the little dovetail. Easy as that. Then using the accent pack, I just took one of these little flowers, whichever one you want, and then it kind of covered the edge of this. And that's the level 1 card, just like that. Level 2 card is stepped up just a little bit. I ran Melon Mambo through the top note, through the Big Shot with the top note die. Then I trimmed it. I trimmed the patterned piece. I just took this little edge, that dotted line, and I just trimmed it. And that way you get a perfect little mat for your quilted piece. And I, once again, just put it on the crumb cake, used the ribbon, did the little accent piece with the flower, and then as a little touch, I took basic rhinestones. I took a large one for the center of the flower, and I added the little yellow bit too for the flower. And then I did the smaller ones for this little corner. I don't know if it gets lost on film or you can see it, but that's the level 2 card. And then for level 3, I went a whole you know, I stepped it up. I took the same card base again, of course. And then this time I took a Melon Mambo mat like this and put it on the card base. And then instead of just having the mat, let me adhere this down so you can see what I did. Put a little adhesive on, and we're going to mat it onto the Melon Mambo that's cut with the top note die. So it looks like this. And then we're going to adhere this onto the white, the Whisper White. And I use my grid to sort of give me center points. It helps line it up. Okay, so then we go back to our Big Shot. And this time I'm going to be taking my embossing folder. What did I do with it? I know I had it out here. I'm using vintage wallpaper. There it is. It's under the papers. Vintage wallpaper. And then it always takes me a second because I want it to emboss up. So I have to figure out, this one is going to press into this one. So this is how I want it. And you just layer it in your embossing folder. And you need your 2 cutting mats. I think. Am I doing this right? No. Open it up. I always have to check. So you want all the platforms open. And then you layer it in between the 2 cutting mats. Bring in your Big Shot. And because this is a lot of layers, it's a little more. It comes out the other end. And ta-da! Isn't it pretty? It really does look like a quilt now. And you can use any embossing folder. I just like the way that made it look like an old-fashioned quilt. And then I'm going to mat this onto the Melon Mambo. And it's a very thin mat. You just want to make sure you have a even spacing around the mat. And that gets adhered onto the crumb cake. You add your bow, your birthday wishes, and here, I'll go ahead and put this on. I used a glue dot for the bow. And on one of the cards, I added a little faux stitching. I used Going Gray on this. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little too subtle. I think I would use, and I used Basic Black on this. And you can, or you can do it without. And then you pick your flower that you want to use. I think we'll use maybe blue. And I kind of cover the edge of the paper so it looks a little more finished. And then add a pink center one, or whatever color you like. And then I use my scissors to pick these things up. Add a rhinestone, a large size rhinestone to the center. And then on this one I did 3 little ones. But you could certainly use the medium size or whatever. I think I'm going to go with the medium just to make it stand out a little bit. And just like that. Isn't it cute? Oh, I forgot my glue dot, but anyway, you get the idea. And that's the level 3. Let me show them to you again. It's our level 1. And level 2. And level 3. I hope you make some great cards and you found this helpful. Thanks for stopping by.